All right, so let's write out a script that we can use in our truffle terminal, which essentially can just issue the tokens. So that way we don't have to write out a function every single time that we want to issue tokens. We can just call our script, and whenever we call this script, then our tokens get rewarded. Our tokens get rewarded. We can reward our tokens to those customers who are staking, and that's something that we do on our schedule, remember? And the script will follow all the protocols and everything that we wrote, right? It will only work it will only issue the tokens when they are actually staking, and it will follow the code that we set up in our issue tokens function accordingly. So we're just going to be running it essentially, and as the owner, we can decide how we want to be running it, when we want to be running it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go back to our DeFi staking app in the directory. We want to make a new directory from there. So mkdir space, and we want to call it script. And now let's cd into scripts. And here we're going to make a new JS file for our for issuing the tokens. So we can just say touch issue tokens .js. We just go to back to our text editor, and we should see scripts over here. And here's our issue tokens file. Okay, awesome. And I can see already that I misspelled issue. So I'm going to just rename that issue to issue. Even better. Okay, so the first thing we want to bring in here is going to be our decentral bank. And hopefully you're familiar with this by now. Artifacts.require central bank. And what we're going to do just straight up, we're just going to export this function right away. And we can do that by just passing the function into our module export. So we can just do module.exports like that. And we're going to make an async function. So async function issue rewards. Okay. And in here, we're going to bring in our decentral bank. So we can say, let decentral bank equal decentral bank dot deployed. And what am I missing here? You probably guessed it by now, the await, right? Otherwise, it's going to skip right through. And now we're going to actually await the decentral bank dot issue tokens, right? Because that's what we want. Okay. And then we're going to console.log tokens have been issued successfully. And this is going to be a callback function. And what's a callback function? Well, it's a function that just kind of calls itself. So we can just put as our argument callback like this, and then we can actually call it. So we can do that by just putting in callback here and calling it. Okay, awesome. And so that's essentially what we need for our script. We need for our script so that we can actually call and reward tokens from the terminal. Okay, because that's what we're going to do it from the terminal. And let's just take a look quickly. So we created an async function here called issue rewards. So this is what we're going to be calling. And within that, we just take our decentral bank. We take our decentral bank contract. We grab the issue and we await to call the issue tokens. So we actually call issue tokens from our, where is it? Contracts. From our contract over here. Issue token here, right? Function issue token. So we're going to basically execute this command whenever we call this function. Where is it? Whenever we execute the function in our scripts, which is in our scripts over here. Okay, I'm kind of getting lost in my own thoughts. So now that we have this, why don't we run the script and see if it runs and when we get this console. So we're going to go to our terminal over here. And the first thing we want to do is let's just run a migrate reset. So we're going to do truffle migrate -- reset. So let's make the updates happen. Okay, so we've ran the updates, and now let me CD back to the DeFi staking app. And now to run the scripts, all we have to do is use the truffle exec command. And you can go to the truffle website to look at all the truffle commands on the terminal. But this will just execute scripts, right? So we can say truffle exec scripts, because that's the file folder, and it was called issue tokens, issue-tokens.js. Okay, and now let's run this and see what happens. And it looks like I made a mistake. I did not, it looks like over here I didn't spell artifacts correctly. Maybe you guys saw that. Let me take a look. I was too excited. Artifacts. I just like cats. What can I say? Artifacts. Okay. Save, and let's run it again. Okay, and there's another mistake here. It seems like the central bank is not defined, but it should be. So let me go back in again. Okay, so first of all, I see some mistakes here. The decentral bank.deployed should be coming from our decentral bank. So this should actually be coming in from here. And this way it should actually detect it when I switch it to decentral bank. Yeah, so these should have been capitalized, first of all. And second of all, well, I don't think there is a second of all. I think that's it. So let's go ahead and run it again. So we're running truffle exec scripts / issue-tokens.js, right? It's right over here. And third time is a charm. So hopefully this time we go green. Go green or go home. And there we go. I don't know if you see it, but we can see it right over there. I'll make it larger because it's so successful. It's so exciting. Tokens have been issued successfully. All right. So actually, the reality is that no tokens were issued, right? Because nobody deposited anything, but we just ran the console log just to see that the script works. So the real test will be once we have the website working and people stake, and then we're going to run it to see that it actually issues the tokens over. But just to get the console.log, that's a great green flag. Good test. It passed. Excellent. Okay, and that ends this section on building out our test suites. Congratulations for getting to the end. If you're having errors, you're having some problems, go back, see where the errors are. You can ask somebody in the community or go to my GitHub and get the final solution, copy it down, and check it that way. But great work getting this far. And next up, when you're ready and we're ready to go ahead, in the next section, we're actually going to build out the front end. So we're going to develop the application. We're going to build out a nav bar. We're going to build out a loading bar to make sure things are working, and then staking and unstaking buttons. And we're even going to build out an airdrop timer for us. So we're going to work in React, and we're going to see how React works with blockchain and how we can take the blockchain smart contracts and implement them, leverage our Web3, MetaMask, and actually integrate all this together. So it's the coming together of all the things. You made it this far. You deserve a celebratory high five, take a break or something. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.